Ahí está, ¿se ve? ¿Se siente? ¿Audio está presente? Hola, 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 hola. Ahí está, ok, perfecto. Ey, vámonos rápido, que está saliendo la, mm, el RoadMap 2026 de RuneScape. A ver, ¿cómo lo pongo aquí? Le voy a poner pause, ¿eh? Le voy a poner pause. ¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde está? Oh my god, ¿cómo pongo el escritorio? Carajo. Está. No se escucha el audio.
Story.
Está. Espero que lo escuche muy fuerte.
This new age has been one of strife. The loss of balance initially tipped the scales towards chaos.
Creo que la bajar un poquito.
And although order re-established itself for a short reprieve, it was not before the land had been marred from the conflict. While some events had been long awaited and delivered on an ages-old promise, others were unexpected, perhaps even mocking, and far more divisive. However, no matter which god one followed, to survive in this new age required one to fight, to evolve. Many that refused to chose to depart, taking solace in the ways of old. In order to weather this storm, many who remained felt no choice but to place their own survival paramount. While some others simply continued their daily toil, and a grim few stood firm against the gale, teeth bared in an iron grimace of resistance.
Que el contexto para los que estén un poquito perdidos, vamos a ver cuáles van a ser las actualizaciones de este año en RuneScape. Nos la van a revelar en esta transmisión.
Now, the gods have been banished once again. The destruction they wrought is slowly being repaired. The wounds they left behind are beginning to heal.
Okay, me gusta.
People are returning to their everyday lives, and the allure of treasure has lost its luster.
Se murieron las Treasury Hunter Keys.
While progress has been made,
bien,
much work remains to be done. The people must try once again to find the best version of themselves, to remove the clutter and mess still left over from the strife,
ya la bajaré.
And to work on new ways of fighting back against the ills that linger on.
Me gusta.
Only through this can the balance be fully restored, and hope along with it for the old ways and the new to rejoin their hands in harmony. What was lost can never be returned, only mourned. But we can strive towards building something greater, and together step forwards into a new era.
Nueva era de RuneScape. Ok, vamos a ver lo que tienen que decir.
Welcome to our biggest RuneScape ahead ever, and the start of a bold new era for RuneScape. As we celebrate RuneScape's 25th anniversary, this moment is about looking back, recognizing the highs and the lows over the last 25 years, and taking a defining step in orienting RuneScape towards a bright future. We're unveiling our roadmap plans for the entirety of 2026 and introducing a brand new identity for RuneScape, one that reflects both our heritage but also our ambition for the years ahead.
Bien.
For me, it's a symbol of renewal, of growth, and of tapping back into the essence of RuneScape at its best. This year is about setting RuneScape back on course to deliver meaningful experiences and lasting value to players. This anniversary year represents more than simply a milestone. For all of us here, we want it to be a turning point, setting RuneScape firmly on course for the future it deserves. And as we continue to evolve across the studio and our games, we're doing so with a clear purpose: to deliver brilliant content that is authentically RuneScape. Experiences that are worth your time.
Parece que se van a poner las pilas.
Now, we've got a fantastic show ahead, taking a deeper look at all of the incredible content planned for 2026 and our new dedicated integrity roadmap. So, without further ado, I'll hand over to the RuneScape team to talk all about the amazing things headed our way this year.
Okay.
We've got an incredible year ahead, and we cannot wait to
Hola,
finally
Ryan.
share what's coming throughout 2026. But before we get into it, let's not forget that extra tiny thing that's happening today. By the time this show ends and we come back online, Treasure Hunter will be gone from RuneScape,
Que
and
ya lo
hundreds of
sabíamos.
gameplay impacting MTX items will
Están
no
luchando
longer be
contra
on
el pay
sale.
to win.
With that said,
La mejor
let's
noticia
dive
que le puede
in with
pasar al
our
juego.
new integrity roadmap, now aptly named the Road to Restoration.
Ok. El
The
camino
Road to
de...
Restoration is an entirely separate set of integrity releases that sits alongside our main content roadmap for 2026. Throughout the year, we'll be giving the core RuneScape experience a ton of TLC to restore a stronger, foundational experience for every player for years and years to come. With these releases, we'll hit issues like daily skate pressure, early and mid-game skilling balance, visual identity, and a whole load more. And we're excited to kick off this road to restoration through 3 brand new releases going live today, right after the show.
Starting with the UI, we unveil a fresh new look. It's
¿Cómo?
a familiar update to the UI that keeps all the functionality you need, with a cleaner, more classic and fresher look throughout.
We've also improved the default layout to make it a stronger, more versatile alternative and something that works no matter where you are in your journey. As part of this, we're reintroducing the classic circular minimap and chat box, a small but welcome nod to the RuneScape many of us grew up with. This is just the first update in a series of iterative improvements.
Que lo primero es que
we want to make
están
to the UI.
rediseñando
Many
las
more improvements
gráficas
to come, working
y la
closely
interfaz.
with all of you to take this even further.
Speaking of visuals, our second
Nuevas
release
visuales.
today will also introduce cosmetic toggle options. This will let you selectively hide other players' worn customizations and their animation customizations at your discretion. Not a fan of wings?
Por ejemplo,
Hide them. If you want to authentically see what other people are wearing, no problem. That
Puedes
includes
quitar
you,
las
Trey,
skins
with
de
your
los demás
half-dragon,
jugadores
half-iron
ahora.
combo. We're not here to judge. All these
Huh?
cosmetic toggles will release in today's update, and later this year, we'll give you even more toggle options to hide other players summoning familiar customizations too.
Last but not least, our third release is a world update for Gielinor, focused on iconic free-to-play areas like Lumbridge, Draenor, and Varrock. These areas now match the visual standard we're establishing across the game, with more to come later this year. And in
Me
what might
gusta.
be one of the weirdest patch notes we've ever written, we've also updated all normal oak and willow trees across the entire game to a stronger visual standard, making it more consistent and cohesive with the game world.
And on top of all of that, the in-game rune metrics functionality will be completely free for everyone this spring. This is part of a wider effort to make tooling more accessible and genuinely
Claro,
useful
RuneMetrics
for
debería ser
all
gratis.
players. These updates mark the start of the road to restoration and set the stage for a year of rebuilding, strengthening RuneScape's core experience. In February, we'll launch our combat modernization update.
¿Cómo?
This will bring the 3 original combat styles into the modern age, building on the things that worked in our approach for necromancy and avoiding the bits that didn't. This update will make the styles more intuitive and easy to learn through experiential gameplay, with refined ability lists slowly introduced as you climb through the levels, and a simpler but deeper synergy between
Un remake al combat para que
Throughout
sea
the
más
year,
accesible
we'll
para los jugadores
continue to make
nuevos.
further improvements to combat as a whole. We'll have a full list of proposed changes in our supporting RuneScape Ahead blog, so be sure to take a look at the specifics after the
Ok,
show.
me gusta lo que estoy
Later on in
escuchando.
February, our focus will shift to the early game experience with our first of many updates to rebalance the game. We'll be looking to tackle unneeded friction in those early levels by solving their root
Sí, claro,
issues.
quieren hacer que
Think
la curva de
catch rates
aprendizaje
on
para los
shrimps,
jugadores nuevos sea mejor.
pickpocketing stun chance, drop tables, and much more. We want skilling to feel simple, rewarding, and engaging, encouraging players to progress into the depths
Para que
these
cuando
skills
invites a
have
un
to
amigo a
offer
jugar
as they get
RuneScape se
invested.
sienta mucho
We'll follow
mejor
that with a
sumergido desde
similar
un
update
principio.
for the mid-game in summer and a late-game update in autumn.
RuneScape is at its best when you are logging in because you want to play, as you forge your own path to achieve your goals. Dailyscape is completely counter to what makes RuneScape RuneScape. In this update, we'll be taking a holistic look at all Dailyscape systems, from shop stocks to Weeswax, to D&Ds, and even, yes, those hourly wildy events. We want RuneScape to be a game you enjoy playing for what it is, when you feel like it, and without a checklist of chores to complete.
Auras create a time pressure and a feeling of complexity with extra things you feel like you should consider in
No,
your setup
no,
before you start the
no.
task at hand. That's why this spring we intend to fully remove all auras while redistributing some of those benefits to the core game experience.
Van a matar
No
las
more
horas.
aura refreshes, no more limited peak efficiency, just a more enjoyable gameplay loop.
The Grand Exchange
Sí,
will
de acuerdo,
also
o sea,
get some
estar
love
casado
as we
con las
set out to
auras es
address your
cas-
most desired
es-
features
es
and improvements. So we're going
castrante.
to get in there to improve things like how items update their price, buy limits, and more. And as we start development, we want to hear from you with what changes and improvements you'd like to see at the GE.
Finally, later this year, among many other Road to Restoration updates, we'll also improve our social systems through a dedicated update. While we're still working on our full design for this update, we want to improve the overall social experience by improving things like chat range, improvements to broadcasts for things like your collection log drops, and some clan-centric features that make socializing in RuneScape much stronger.
Okay, maybe we
Remega
have
los
one
clanes.
more thing. For many years, all of you have called for plugins, just like in old school RuneScape. Plugins empower the community to build tools,
Plugins para
features,
RC3.
and functionality
Eso lo mencionaron en
to
mayo
build unique
del año
experiences
pasado.
and take real control over how you interact with the game. Something you've told us could help RuneScape thrive. And as a result, we're investing in a new dedicated team of developers with one mission: to bring plugins to the RuneScape client before the end of 2026. To get this
Okay.
right, we need the very core of our design to enable talented developers within the community to do their best work. If you are one of those developers, we invite you to join the early stages of our plugin developer program today. Head to the Discord link below to apply for the program and help shape our systems to bring your ideas to life. Now, while we've removed many MTX items from sale in today's update, our ultimate ambition is to remove their presence in the game for good. At the end of the year,
For good.
before we essentially make them obsolete, we'll give you the opportunity to get rid of any of them you haven't used. Here, we'll release other updates that replace the positive experiences these items could offer directly within the game. For example, what if, instead of having Slayer VIP coupons, you could just pick from 2 Slayer tasks?
As we move through the year, there will be continued improvements to unifying the visual identity of Gielinor. We'll declutter content from
Esto
the
es lo
world
mejor que le puede pasar
that
al juego.
doesn't stand up
Arrancó bien
25
el
years
2026.
into this journey, while continuing our work to bring all of Gielinor up to the cohesive modern standard we've been establishing since 2020. That includes the player avatar refresh, which we'll touch on later in the show.
The Road to Restoration is just the first look at the core initiatives to help give RuneScape the care and attention it deserves over this year. We want this roadmap to evolve with your feedback as we move
gusta
throughout
mucho
the year
este
and be shaped by
roadmap.
all of your voices, your ideas, and what
Obviamente
you
al final
think
les
should be
voy a
tackled
decir
next.
todas mis
All of this and more is
conclusiones.
coming this year. And the best bit of all, we haven't even gotten to the new stuff. So let's start with Havenhive.
So, what is Havenhive? Havenhide is RuneScape's biggest area expansion yet. It's a massive stretch of land to the east of Mauritania, filled with new villages, stories, people, adventures, encounters,
and a massive, bloodthirsty hedgehog. Can we talk about the Dreadhog yet?
No.
Okay,
Oh.
moving on.
BBM.
Havenhide was once home to a First Age civilization, and it's a landmass packed with lots of rich, layered history.
Back in the First Age, Havenhide was home to a magical nexus, the birthplace of the Colossi, and a long dormant gateway to Vampirium itself.
But it's totally safe, and nothing will go wrong there.
Jet.
Don't worry about it.
Me gusta.
So
Me
what's
gusta.
Havenhide's vibe?
Havenhide has a really distinct feel to it. It's a land with a lot of life and people, a grounded and organic region filled with stories, oddities, and those smaller, familiar RuneScape moments.
but as you venture further beyond the village of Wendelwick, things start to change.
The forests thin, the air will grow colder, and as we expand Havenhide throughout the year, you'll begin to feel that pull towards the east, where the region becomes more treacherous and vampiric. For now though, in part 1, it will be a living, breathing region that welcomes you in, while showing you some subtle hints of its
Cuando
darker
salen?
side.
How do you get to Havenhide?
So, it basically starts off like any great story. A stranger offers you a free, experimental drink at a dodgy tavern.
And in your infinite wisdom, you take it, no questions asked. And let's just say things get a little trippy.
You'll start seeing things you probably shouldn't. And before long, you're on a boat, sailing towards a land that doesn't want to stay hidden anymore.
In part 1 of Havenhide, there will be a series of new quests for you to dive into.
2 of which kick off Havenhide's main storyline, where you hear of some strange rumours spreading through Wendelwick.
Rumours of a pale-skinned woman, long pointy ears, silver hair, sharp canines, red, hungry eyes.
She's a vampire, isn't she?
No comment.
The others are standalone quests that are full of fun little local stories that go beyond the core storyline to help familiarize yourselves with locals and their customs.
You know, the usual small town stuff. Neighbours, chores, and the odd crab problem.
What's the strangest thing in Havenhide?
The Dreadhog.
The Dreadhog!
The Dreadhog.
This bloody hedgehog will be one of the 2 bosses available on launch of Havenhide Part 1.
Silverquill the Dreadhog is one of our brand new early game combat bosses.
She'll teach you a little more about telegraphed attacks and reading your opponent,
And if you can best the hog, you could just walk away with some of those silver spikes she's carrying.
which might just come in handy later on in your Havenhide journey, given the vampires and all.
If you make it through that, you'll likely meet Ivar, the King of Bones, a massive hill giant with room temperature IQ.
He's another early game boss that will help you learn a little more about prayer flicking, and he may drop something a little more club-shaped too.
With
Okay.
these 2 early game bosses, we want to help bring bossing back to its roots, while easing any new and returning players into combat, preparing for what's to come, and closing that gap between early and end game bossing.
And for the completionists among you, there will still be drops, pets, and titles for you to unlock. Alongside these new combat bosses, we'll also be introducing a new early game slayer creature called the Sanguine Crawlers.
Outside of combat, Havenhide Part 1 will also have an extension to the Hunter skill, taking it to 110
Creo
with
que
an
le bajó mucho el
expansion to the
volumen.
big game Hunter system. This time though, it's not all about tracking, it'll be about surviving. Giant creatures will be sniffing you out, and you'll need to find a way to gain the upper hand and take down the creatures.
By doing so, you'll get your hands on some loot, the best Hunter XP in the game, and those all-important materials needed to craft the new level 85 to 90 ranged armor.
Or the brand new Masterwork ranged armor. More on that as we get closer to release.
Beyond the hunt itself, there will be a load of other ways for you to train Hunter in Havenhide, such as clockwork trapping.
You'll craft a bunch of mechanical birdhouses, place them across Havenhide with bait, then return later to collect your catch.
Crafting these birdhouses uses logs from the latest 110 woodcutting update, from the most basic all the way through to eternal magic logs.
Each tier forming the base of a stronger trap.
And for those of you who prefer a more laid-back approach, clockwork box traps are also making their debut.
Last year, we talked about bringing in new integrity-focused ways to train that feel rewarding and grounded without relying on any MTX items. Clockwork box traps lean into that idea and are a new, efficient, fully craftable method available early enough to stay useful as you level.
They're designed to be a more relaxed training method, and one that fits neatly between each of your hands.
Other things in the Hunter skilling update? Black Chin Chompers.
Yeah, Black Chin Chompers.
Anything else you want to say about Black Chin Chompers?
Black Chin Chompers.
Okay.
You'll also start to notice some new jackalope faces hopping around in part 1 of Havenhearth. They're a step up from rabbit snaring, making early game Hunter much smoother and more enjoyable for players starting out. And while we're at it, there'll be a new soil sifting archaeology familiar too.
As you explore Havenhearth, you'll meet new faces, lend a hand where it's needed, and earn achievements tied to the people and places you discover along the way.
And as you travel beyond Wendelwick, you'll start to uncover new resources never before seen in Gielinor, like red ivy, a slower depleting tree for relaxed woodcutting, and giant crayfish at level 82 fishing.
Over the next year, Havenhearth will continue to expand as we add more content to it.
With a new story quest later in the spring,
a new First Age archaeology dig site in the summer,
and a conclusion to Havenhearth's story with Part 2, releasing towards the end of 2026, where you'll also meet the Grazi Blood Knights in a brand new solo and duo combat boss encounter.
We're super excited to bring Part 1 of Havenhearth to life on the 23rd of March.
This is a big moment for RuneScape, and we want to mark the next step in our new chapter. We can't wait to drink that dodgy experimental drink and set sail to Havenhearth, meet the people who live there, and make Havenhearth your new home.
Okay.
Well, I guess we won't be needing this anymore. Yes, it's true! Player Avatar is coming this April.
For those of you who don't know, Player Avatar is a project we kicked off in 2021.
Through lots of community consultancy and live streams, we worked with you to develop a remastered visual look for your player avatar that feels true to your character as you know it today. After we discovered some technical limitations in 2022, we've been spending the last few years investing in technical upgrades that could help us make it possible.
Now, we're ready to get this modern, grounded avatar into your hands over the course of multiple updates.
Our first update, in April, will lay the foundation in a new base avatar, updated hairstyles and facial hair options, plus newly updated base clothes. These models have been further refined since you last saw them, with slimmer profiles that more closely align with today's player avatar.
We'll also be improving the quality of the chat heads, including chat head animations.
And we'll be looking for your feedback to help prioritize our future releases happening throughout the year. From which items or cosmetics we should update first, through to NPCs you'd like to see brought up to this standard. Look out for a survey this April to reshape the future of the player avatar refresh.
Finally, we know that some of our modern outfits have sometimes felt like they have an odd shine to them, or maybe look a little bit too flat or too smooth in certain environments, while compared to the older, grainier textures. As part of the road to restoration later this year, we'll be rolling out rendering updates to begin to address this. And as we move through 2026, we'll keep fine-tuning and improving the look and feel of your character until we get it just right.
Look out for the first stage of the player avatar refresh this April.
It's been a long time coming, but later this summer, we're bringing new life to the player-owned house.
No.
The player-owned house has been part of RuneScape since 2006. Almost 20 years ago. And while the game has grown quite a lot since, the player-owned house has stayed largely the same. This year, we want to change that and give player-owned housing the attention it truly deserves.
With this update, our goal is to make housing feel more connected to Gielinor again and create a space that feels personal, welcoming and worth visiting, whether it's your house or a friend's. You'll be able to have a whole new level of control over your home, with more ways to personalize, design, and shape your space exactly how you want it, down to the finer details.
And we'll be giving construction a skill increase to 122.
We're also introducing a new recipe system that allows you to unlock and build furniture inspired by your past, present, and future adventures.
Imagine taking down a boss and proudly displaying a trophy from that battle right in your own home, or even completing a quest and having a keepsake as a reminder of the adventure.
Through the new recipe system, our goal is simple: to make your home a living reflection of the path you've taken, the memories you've made, and the victories you've earned.
Part of this update is also about bringing back that social spark and the joy of showing off your home, inviting friends over, and maybe even hosting the occasional house party.
And don't worry, we've learned a thing or two since that other big house party. This update is about giving the player-owned house a much stronger purpose again, and a place for creativity, pride, and connection, making it feel like a true part of your RuneScape journey.
Wow.
We're still in early design at the moment, so we would love to hear what you would like to see from player-owned housing. We can't wait to share more as we get closer to launch, and to take that journey together with you.
After everything we've talked about today, there's still plenty more to come this year.
In the spring, you'll be able to jump into a brand new standalone quest. It's a fluffy adventure and a spiritual successor to Gertrude's Cat. Think Lady and the Tramp meets Fort Forrenthry, just more fur. In autumn, we'll release another standalone quest. It's something a little different, but still true to our roots.
We're also bringing in remastered content updates at the end of spring, and again in autumn, as we revisit some classic pieces of content. More on exactly what this involves and what content we'll remaster later this year.
And of course, we'll have seasonal events throughout the year with a focus on stronger game integrity and quick ways to drop in, take part, and leave with a fancy reward.
And finally, in October, RuneFest is back. We can't wait to see all of you in person and share more content reveals for 2027. Now, you're probably thinking, when are they going to drop their typical, but wait, there's one more thing moment? So, without further ado, let's end the show on one final thing. That's right, Leagues is coming back to RuneScape this autumn.
After the incredible response from all of you in our first ever league, we're taking everything we've learned and we're pushing this one step further with Leagues 2.
This time, it'll be bigger, faster, and basically even more busted.
There's going to be new, overpowered relics, new tasks and challenges, new rewards, all with a brand new Leagues twist that will completely flip RuneScape on its head.
We also heard your feedback from the Catalyst League, and with Leagues 2, progression will be even faster, as we want you jumping into the madness right away.
We're talking more auto-completed quests, earlier combat relics, a much smoother climb through the tiers, and relics will be way more overpowered than before.
How would you describe Leagues 2 in one word?
Epic.
Juiced.
Ridiculous. Sounds like I'm casting a spell. We'll have much more to unveil this autumn, so stay tuned.
But for now, just know, Leagues is back, and once again, you'll be rewriting the rules and bending RuneScape to your will.
We hope you've enjoyed everything we've shown today. Every single JMod has come together to help shape this vision for the future of RuneScape. We want this moment to be more than just a roadmap. It's a promise to build a world worth returning to time and time again for decades to come, together alongside all of you. So as RuneScape comes back online in a few short moments, we hope you feel it too, that sense of a new beginning. Because this isn't just the next year of RuneScape, it's the start of a new era. If you'd like to hear more about the content roadmap or the road to restoration, you can check out our official RuneScape Ahead blog, or join us live on Twitch for RuneScape Ahead Expanded, where we'll talk in more detail about everything shared in today's show. Thank you for being a part of this journey, and we'll see you in Gielinor.
Guapo. Hermoso. Hermoso. Hermosísimo. Ahora me voy a meter a la página de RuneScape. ¡Ey! A ver. ¿Era aquí? Aquí está. Ok. Acaba de salir el video del RoadMap 2026 en RuneScape. Prácticamente, para los que no sepan de qué se trata el RoadMap, prácticamente nos dicen todas las updates que tienen programadas para este año, en qué van a estar trabajando y en qué fechas aproximadamente van a salir los eventos más importantes. Hermoso, guapísimo, me gustó lo que acabo de ver. Primero que nada, pues RuneScape cumplió 25 años el 15 de enero, entonces son 25 años con demasiada historia, con demasiadas decisiones que se han tomado en el pasado. Entonces, esas decisiones del pasado como que hicieron que llegara el juego a un punto donde no querían. No se sienten cómodos los programadores con el juego actual. Entonces, este año la filosofía es para restaurar el juego. Quieren ir arreglando todos esos dolores de cabeza que los jugadores tenemos al momento de jugarlo. Entonces, esa es la filosofía, esa es la promesa de este año. Van a estar trabajando en eso. Por ejemplo, el día de hoy, este día es muy importante porque hoy acaban de quitar las Treasure Hunter Key del juego. Entonces, sí se murieron. Entonces, las Treasure Hunter Key obviamente era una fricción muy innecesaria del juego porque incentivaba al jugador de manera monetaria a progresar en el juego. Entonces eso hacía que se sintiera injusto el juego, por así decirlo. De decir, bueno, pues ¿para qué me esfuerzo tanto jugando este juego si alguien pasa el tarjetazo y consigue lo que yo estoy jugando? Entonces, por eso las quitaron. Y entre otras cosas que no quiero entrar en detalles. Pero el punto es que ese es el gran respiro que se siente. Para mí es una gran buena decisión. Entonces, parte de esa restauración que quieren hacer del juego, lo que están buscando, por ejemplo, es quitar todos esos sistemas que te recompensan o te presionan psicológicamente con el tiempo. Por ejemplo, las actividades diarias, que ir a comprar runas, que ir a hacer bigswags, todo eso genera fricción. Y las auras principalmente, de decir, bueno, quiero ir a Borago, pero no puedo porque no tengo el aura y tengo que esperar a que se reinicie. Y pues ya no salen cómo reiniciarlos por las llaves, etcétera, etcétera. Entonces, lo que quieren hacer es, o lo que están haciendo, es quitarlas y buscar maneras de que tú tengas el beneficio de manera permanente. O sea, por ejemplo, no sé, en el monolito de arqueología se me ocurre. ¿Dónde más? O actualizaciones tan sencillas. Por ejemplo, en el juego existe o existía un objeto que se llama Slayer VIP Token. ¿Qué significa? Que tú puedes elegir si lo tienes entre una Slayer Task o dos. Entonces, ¿por qué no simplemente darle a todo el mundo la opción de que siempre tenga dos opciones? Y es sencillo. Entonces, grandes noticias para el juego. Aparte de eso, también se quieren concentrar mucho en la curva de aprendizaje. ¿A quien no le ha pasado que juega RuneScape, que invita a un jugador nuevo y no le entiende, se pierde, no sabe qué hacer? Entonces las actualizaciones también giran, principalmente el primer cuatrimestre, a mejorar la interfaz del juego, a mejorar la interacción con, con los jugadores nuevos, de que sepan dónde están las cosas, qué hacer, que no sea un juego complicado. A los jugadores nuevos el primer cuatrimestre, luego después al mid-game para, no sé, el segundo cuatrimestre y el endgame para finales de este año. O sea, si tú eres un jugador veterano del juego, tú vas a sentir esos beneficios o se van a enfocar en ti hasta finales de este año. Entonces eso. Aparte de eso, también están sacando la interfaz, también ya lo dije, de la interacción con el juego, también el modo de hacer PvM. Yo siempre he recomendado necromancia para un jugador nuevo porque es barato, es sencillo y es intuitivo de ir progresando. Es el estilo de combate más fácil del juego. Bueno, ¿qué pasa? Que ahora quieren hacer lo mismo con los otros tres estilos. Quieren que sea necromancia, range y melee también se sientan así de interactivos para un jugador principiante y que sea escalable la dificultad. O sea que, por ejemplo, un experto en necromancia domina la skill 20 veces mejor que un principiante, pero un principiante ya está muy bien. Entonces es lo que quieren, que si tú eres principiante en cualquiera de los cuatro estilos de combate, ya estés bien, que sean más accesibles con los bosses, etcétera, etcétera. Ajá, eso por ahí. También el Avatar Rework, que lo explicó claramente Mod Dragon. Era un proyecto que querían hacer desde el 2021 y por dificultades lo fueron aplazando. Entonces ahora ya lo van a integrar el Avatar Rework para que sea más fácil no sé, visualmente. También, por ejemplo, quieren trabajar muchísimo en la comunidad. Eh, Van a sacar la skill de 120 Construction. Esto me emociona demasiado, porque con la skill de 120 de Construction, que salió hace más de 20 años la skill, a 99, van a hacerle una adaptación a tiempos modernos. O sea, tienes el log de Zamorak, pues puedes tener un altar de Zamorak, o tienes el log o tienes este objeto que conseguiste de tu boss preferido, puedes personalizarlo. Quieren que que tu casa se sienta un espejo o sea, que tú puedas hacer un espejo del progreso de tu cuenta o lo que a ti te representa. Eso se me hace acertadísimo, 10 de 10. También quieren trabajar en la comunidad en general, el tema de los clanes. Si no tienes clan, únete a Noria Kingdom. Ajá. Que sea mucho más dinámica las herramientas, que sea mucho más importante ser parte de una comunidad. Eso. ¿Qué más dijeron? Y pues ahora sí, las actualizaciones en general. Van a sacar 3 quests nuevos. Van a sacar una nueva área que se llama... Se me olvidó el nombre, no puedo creerlo. Pues luego aquí está toda... Mira, todo lo que está diciendo de memoria aquí está abajo. Este me gusta mucho. Bueno, vamos a explorearlo así. Mucho más fácil. Ya quitaron las llaves. Van a sacar Heaven's Height ahora el 23 de marzo. ¿De qué se trata Heaven's Height? Sí, bueno, simple. Ahí va a ser una nueva área. Vas a iniciar el quest hablando con un tipo en una taberna. De repente vas a hacer un barco. Vas a llegar a esta nueva área. En esa área van a haber quests, van a haber enemigos, van a haber Black Chinchompas, van a haber update de combat. Va a ser una nueva área donde se va a estar sintiendo la amenaza como de vampiros. Pero toda esa interacción con los vampiros y van a sacar un jefe muy difícil en solo o en dúo, va a ser hasta el final de año, que va a ser la parte 2. Ajá, entonces aparte de eso, la Avatar World, ya lo dije, la casa. Van a sacar Leagues 2. Dicen que Leagues 1 fue un éxito increíble. Yo no lo pude jugar, pero definitivamente League 2 sí lo voy a querer jugar. También va a ser el RuneFest del 3 y 4 de octubre. Restoration, lo que mencionaba, que van a estar dedicados a que la filosofía del juego sea que el jugador sea feliz dentro de la interacción con el mismo, como quitando el aura, etcétera, etcétera. Una nueva era, quitando las microtransacciones, 100 de 100. También la interfaz, cuando un jugador nuevo se conecte, no va a estar tan perdido con la interacción de que necesito esto, que necesito esto otro. Hasta el icono del minimapa va a estar todo mucho más amigable. Entonces también, por ejemplo, los override, que tú cuando entres al juego puedes decir, quiero ver a toda la gente con sus skins hiper mega raras, o como realmente es lo que tienen en su ropa, que para los que no sepan, o sea, RuneScape tiene algo que se llama override o skin, que prácticamente tú decides si te pones un Party en keepsake o cualquier objeto, o siendo que cuando tú ves a alguien jugando con una ropa que no tiene nada que ver, un enemigo difícil, es por eso. O sea, en realidad puede que tenga una Elite Tectonic, pero tú lo estás viendo con ropa que combine y con un Party. Entonces, esa actualización es para eso. Aplicar un poquito la de Faker, ¿no? De que estar jugando sin skins. También me gustó muchísimo esta actualización, que es como que hacer la interfaz más amigable. Las 4 áreas principales del juego ya las recibieron o están en eso. Sí, de hecho aquí está el mapa, ¿no? Lo que está en verde es lo que ya hicieron. Las azules son las que ya creen que ya la avanzaron muchísimo y las rojas es que todavía tienen que cambiarlas. Este es el mapa del juego de Free World. Runemetrics gratis. Gracias. O sea, las estadísticas del juego se supone que deberían de estar incluidas y no deberías estar pagando un costo extra. Los combates. Bueno, aquí está detalle un poquito. Lo que mencionaba, que van a hacer el juego más fácil para los participantes a la hora de interactuar con el juego. Nuevas áreas para principiantes, como creo que pusieron un nivel de spot de 82 fishing. Recuerdo haberlo escuchado. La vida después de las dailies, ¿ok? Aquí con la hora que quieren hacer. O sea, ya se los expliqué, pero a ver si aquí dicen algo extra. ¿Las quieren matar, removerlas para siempre? No más ahora refresh. Ajá. Ok. Ok, se me estaba olvidando este detalle aquí. El API plugin, prácticamente en Old School RuneScape tú puedes tener plugins con los cuales puedes tener información extra como cómo interactuar con el juego. En RC3 se han comprometido literalmente el día de hoy para que en este año también tenga plugins y que van a estar trabajando en eso. Inclusive, si tú eres programador, te están diciendo que te comuniques con ellos en el Discord de RuneScape. Aquí está el tema de la atención de los vampiros en la nueva área. Nuevos voces para principiantes que van a estar tirando. Creo que Master Team de Range se va a poder hacer con esto. 110 Hunter con la Black Chinchompa. Así, mira, aquí está la nueva armadura de Range. Vas a poder construir tus casitas de pájaros. Beer House. Este me gustó, que viene siendo el Red Eevee. Vamos a ver cómo se conecta esto con los vampiros. Al final les va a salir el nuevo boss que va a ser en dúo solo. Me gusta. El Avatar Rework. Construction. Retomando. La personalización de tu casa en base a tu personalidad. Y ya. Prácticamente eso. A ver, voy a ver si alguien está en el en vivo interactuando. No, no hay nadie con comentarios. Entonces, eso es lo que va a pasar ahora en RuneScape. Interesantísimo. Vamos a ver qué tanto logran. A mí me gusta mucho este juego y me encanta que lo estén tratando de sanar. Yo, como jugador hiper mega veterano, sé que le duele y sé que lo están intentando reparar. Creo que lo van a conseguir honestamente, porque pues la visión de ellos es adaptar el juego para que dure muchos años y para eso tienen que hacer estos cambios. Entonces nada, nos vemos.